That's cool.
Yeah.
That's cool because I know overall, like, he's not a huge fan of the Kliq.
No.
So.
Actually, half his he actually, as much as he had good things to say about you, Sean, he actually did say in his book, this is on page 104, if I may quote it, as much as they claimed to be tight, the Kliq's members were a bunch of cowards who wouldn't go to bat for each other when things got rough. At one point, when we were overseas on a tour, we heard about an incident that happened back in the States. The agent's report was phoned through to us the day after the other crew had done a show at MSG. Sean had been smarting off as usual to the boys earlier in the day. He'd made the mistake of smarting off one too many times to Ronnie Harris. You don't F with either of the Harris twins. By now, Sean and Kid didn't change with the rest of the boys. They got themselves their own private dressing room. The Harris boys paid them a visit. Donnie stood outside the door to make sure nobody got in. Ronnie went inside, propped up a chair against the door, put a table in the way to make sure nobody got out. He grabbed Shawn Michaels by the throat, slammed him against the wall, slammed him on a table, started choking him out. He was practically killing him, and Kid just stood there and watched, didn't say a thing, didn't do a thing. Now, if I were to see my friend getting choked out, regardless of whether he had it coming, I would have intervened. I never understood why Sean didn't. And Sean, he actually wasn't
there
otherwise, but yeah.
He wasn't there. That's a story that was passed on.
Yeah.
And there was some truth to that, but there was no tables or anything propped up in the way of anything. It was basically we were dressing, and there was a couple different dressing rooms at MSG, and I guess word spread through the locker room that the Harris boys were on their way out.
Yeah. At
the time. And there was some personal thing having to do with a female, and how that can make things.
Mm-hmm.
And the Harrises and Sean are really pretty tight these days, and they were tight not long after that. But Sean has a way with people, and Ronnie. And they came in the dressing room, and like everybody had kind of migrated to the other dressing room, and I had kind of a feeling something was up.
Yeah.
But actually it was just Ronnie and Donnie came in there, and it was just Ronnie and Donnie and Sean and I, and Ronnie came up and just grabbed Sean by the throat and pushed him up against the wall. I mean, there was nothing for me to, it was a one-on-one situation, and Donnie and I were just sitting there. Not doing anything. I mean, there was nothing to save. He wasn't beating him up or choking him out. He did have him goozled up against the wall, though, and was browbeating him about, whatever the personal issue they had was.
Yeah.
But, it all went, it all blew over. It wasn't like anybody got beat up or anything.
Yeah. And Bob, I'm halfway through Bob.
He wasn't even there, so,
well, and
stories that, stories get.
No, and he totally, he admitted he wasn't there. He just said he was going based on what the agent report said. And
what am I going to do in that situation?
I know.
Start throwing punches? Nobody was getting hurt.
Yeah.